Welcome back. You're still watching the Daily Debate, and I'm honored to be having with me over the phone Engineer Sherin Naggar, the International Maritime and Logistics Expert. Engineer Sherin Naggar, thank you very much for being with us tonight on the Daily Debate.
Thank you very much for calling.
Anytime. Of course, we have been together for the past week on the Daily Debate in the studio. Now we will be celebrating another milestone, another achievement for Egypt in this field, which is the admission of Egypt into the Council of the International Maritime Organization for the years between 2026 until 2028 for the 6th consecutive time and for the 23rd time overall. How do you see the significance and the importance of such an achievement?
Well, of course, it is a significant achievement. There's no question about that. And I think we have had our big struggle with the IMO since the revolution and since the Muslim Brothers taking control of the country for 1 year. And that resulted actually in the suspending of Egypt's membership in IMO. But I would very much at this stage to acknowledge and recognize the huge effort exerted by former Minister of Transport, Dr. Sadiq Yushi, and his team at the time to reinstate Egypt as a council member. That was something like 12 years ago, and he did a fantastic job. That is not to say that our delegation today, or the delegation that has been representing Egypt, has not done a fantastic job. No, definitely they have. And to maintain this council seat for the past 12 years is an achievement for every delegation and every minister that attends these elections in IMO, which is something periodical for every 2 years. This is extremely important. And also Egypt in itself has provided every means to its delegation to be well represented. I mean, look at the development of ports, the developments in the Suez Canal. Egypt is grooming itself to become a major world maritime hub. And having said that, it does not really maybe affect the IMO membership very much. But Egypt has recently, I think since the beginning of this year, has become a SICA zone, and SICA is the abbreviation for Sulfur Emission Controlled Area. Now, there has been a lot of debate about sulfur pollution, sulfur dioxide, how serious that is on the environment and so on. And a lot of countries have been implementing SICA rules, which means that the sulfur content of any fuel should not be more than 0.1%. In order to protect the environment to the best of our efforts. Egypt has joined SICA, and now all Egyptian waters are SICA areas. You are not allowed to burn fuel that has very high sulfur content. Why I'm saying all this is because the IMO is very, very concerned with low carbon, with carbon emissions and sulfur emissions, and any gas and any poisonous gas or any harmful gases that are released into the atmosphere. And of course, the better atmosphere, the better air we breathe will be less with less sulfur and with less carbon than what we breathe at the moment. So Egypt has also been observing this very carefully. So it's not just a matter of going there and making a big public show and then getting a seat. No, but we have supported that by a lot of preparation by the Ministry of Environment, by the Ministry of Transport for expanding the various ports, and also by the Suez Canal for what it's been doing, because Suez Canal is so far, despite of all its activities, is still a sleeping giant. If that giant wakes up, watch the maritime transport in the maritime industry in this country, it will be at least 10 times as it is at the moment.
Engineer Sherin Naggar, as you mentioned, the Suez Canal is a sleeping giant. How do you see and how would you assess the prospects for the revenues of the Suez Canal in the upcoming year, more specifically after the drop that we have had, losing billions of dollars due to the aggression by the Israelis against the Palestinians in the Gaza Strip and the interception of the Houthis in the Red Sea for the shipping lanes, of course.
Well, there has been a lot of trials recently. Several container alliances have approached the Suez Canal, and if you probably see last week, the chairman of the Suez Canal Authority had a major press release, a press conference with one of the major lines being Maersk, in the Danish giant container carrier, and also CMA, another carrier coming in. But we have to understand one thing: this is not going to come overnight. The reason is that those lines are not on their own. Each line is within an alliance, and they have to discuss with alliance partners in order to be sure that the sailings are synchronized in such a way that you have a regular service, you have proper transit time, you have proper windows. For every port they call, they will have to change the windows because obviously the timing and the sailing schedules will change. So you'll be calling a port in different days or in different hours. And all that is a network that needs to be adjusted. So it is not going to be easy. I mean, to destroy something is very easy, but to rebuild is always very difficult. And that's what we are doing at the moment. The Suez Canal is being very patient, and they are giving all the facilities they can give to the various shipping lines in order to allow them to come back, and to come back regularly, and to come back big time and strong time, especially considering the fact that we have several hubs, several shipment hubs, being in Damietta, in East Port Side, and now Abu Qir and Alexandria. And all of those are also suffering, and suffering very badly, because of the decline of container traffic through the Suez Canal. How that comes, it's a big story, but the detail of it is basically that we are not having an easy time on the port side, because there is no traffic through the Suez Canal, so there is no use for the hubs, and the hubs have spent millions and millions, and nothing has come through it yet. Some hubs are completely new, and they are not even started. So you're talking about Sokhna, you're talking about East Port Side, you're talking about Damietta, you're talking about Alexandria, you're talking about Abu Qir. So there are several hubs that are suffering. So the earlier they come back, the better. But as I said, the planning and the replanning and the rescheduling of all the network lines and the feedering arrangements,
yes,
that will take a bit of time. I don't expect it before maybe February or March.
Yes, hopefully even before that. Engineer Sherin Naggar, the international maritime and logistics expert, thank you very much for being with us tonight on the Daily Debate. And this brings us to the end of the program for tonight. However, I will be leaving you with the latest presidential activities of His Excellency President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, all wrapped up in the upcoming report. Stay tuned. Thank you for watching, and I'll be seeing you tomorrow.
President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi cast his vote in the second phase of the House of Representatives elections 2025. The vote was cast at his polling station at the El Shahid Mustafa Yusri Amira Model Preparatory School for Girls in Heliopolis. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi touched on the latest pertinent to the implementation of the New Delta project, as well as maximizing the utilization of water resources and improving their efficiency in supporting national agricultural production projects. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi received the Chief Executive Officer of the Italian company Eni, Claudio Descalzi. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi received the Prime Minister of the People's Democratic Republic of Algeria, Fifi Thrib, in the presence of the Prime Minister Dr. Mustafa Madbouli and delegations from both countries. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi spoke by phone with the President of the Lebanese Republic, Joseph Aoun. President al-Sisi congratulated him on the occasion of the 82nd anniversary of Lebanon. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, the Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces, witnessed the assessment tests for applicants joining the Egyptian Military Academy and military colleges at the Academy's headquarters in the new capital. President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi sent a letter to the Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas on the occasion of the International Day of Solidarity with the Palestinian people, reaffirming Egypt's unwavering position in support of the Palestinian cause and Palestinian people.